Hey guys, thanks for checking out this clip of Anatomy of the Church and State. Be sure to catch the full episode on Rumble or ChristiansForLiberty.com. Links are in the show description. We don't know what God has in store. Now, how has public education in the welfare state of America almost completely destroyed the nuclear family? I love talking about the nuclear family because I believe it's a guiding force against the state, personally. So how has public education and welfare kind of destroyed the nuclear family and is just wearing away at it?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. And even before I answer it, let me just say, listen, I'm a preacher. I'm a long-winded preacher, and so if I say something that you want to drill down on, interrupt me. It won't be rude to interrupt me and say, "Hey, hold on, let me." So just know that you can do that, and I want you to do that.
For sure.
Um, yeah. So if you go back, and there's a couple things. Number one, the legalization of no-fault divorce
Mm.
is a big issue. And that contradicts God's revealed will. But I think more fundamentally, what we have to realize is that there's no such thing as neutrality. It doesn't exist. Moral neutrality doesn't exist. And Christians, by and large, have been tricked into believing there is such a thing as neutrality.
Mm.
And so you think about the education system. Public education system, generally speaking, is a religious institution. So if a kid goes to school, even when I was going to school, 3 decades ago or whatever it was, we were taught evolution. Evolution is not science, right? It's religion. So when we talk about in the United States, particularly, you think about First Amendment protections. How do we define something as being a religious worldview? Well, does it answer the questions of how did we get here? Why are we here? Where are we going? What's our purpose? Questions of teleology, things of that nature. Well, the public education system teaches all of that. How did we get here? Why are we here? Where are we going? What is man? So the public education system teaches an anthropology. They teach an eschatology. They teach how did we get to be here? And it's all religion. And so from the time children are 5 years old, they're taught false religion. And that continues on. And what you begin to realize is if kids are being taught what they are being taught in most state schools, they've been taught this false religion, a false anthropology. How could we have any culture other than what we have today? So, yeah, I mean, when you take the education system that is a statist education system, and that's where you have to get into statism, which is the view that you add an ism to something, it's an exaggeration. And statism is the idea, essentially, that the state is God. There's no higher authority. And so with the state being God, they determine your rights, what they are, when they can be granted, when they can be retracted, who gets punished for violating what types of rights. They're the ultimate authority. There's nobody superior to them. And so that's really what's taught in the public education system. The state's the ultimate authority. They're not accountable to anybody. And it's very un-American. So you think about, our declaration, the declaration that the foundation of our country is that all men are created and they're given by their creator certain inalienable rights. And that would obviously tie to Christian nationalism, the big debate today.
Oh, yeah.
Because you think about that worldview, that's a distinctly Christian worldview. It's not an agnostic worldview. That's not an atheistic worldview. That's not a Islamic worldview. That's not a Hindu worldview. That is a distinctly Christian, Judeo-Christian worldview, that there's a creator who's created all men equally and given them inalienable rights. And so for the past decades, though, we've been taught a completely false system, and the state has been creating statists. And most people, as we've woken up in 2020, whether they realized it or not, most people are statists. They think that the government's the ultimate authority. God is essentially, even if you're a Christian, you believe God has given the state carte blanche to do whatever they want, whenever they want, as long as they don't tell you to sin. And it's just wrong.